Hi guys, today we will discuss about the regression to mediocrity model and how I use it for enhancing my trading. So what exactly is regression to mediocrity, or else known as regression to the mean? It's actually a concept where there is the idea of performance variation, where no matter how good your actual iteration or how bad it will be, it will eventually get to the point where there is a base level that it is drawn to. So for example, let's say that you are a performance athlete and you are let's say a golfer, and you are having 2 days of competition. In the first day, there are two cases of two players. One of them is doing extremely well. One of them is hitting all the puts. Meanwhile, the other one is underperforming. The general idea of people that do not maybe know or have faith in this model is that the player that did very well in the first day is also expected to do very well in the second day. Meanwhile, the player that did pretty bad in the first day is also expected to do bad in the second day. Well, the regression to the mean, or regression to mediocrity, basically says that if you're doing very well the first day, chances are you will do less well in the second day. So you will be having a regression to the model, a regression to the mean. Meanwhile, for the player that did bad or very bad in the first day, it's highly probable that he will do better than he did in the first day for the second day, and that he will have a regression to the model by doing better. So his baseline is probably higher than his output in the first day. There are two ways that I am tackling this topic, and I'm using it for trading. So the first way that I'm using it is that I'm understanding of the fact that no matter how good or how bad your trades will be in a sequence of trades. So for example, let's say you have 3 losing trades in a row, or let's say 4 losing trades in a row, you have 3 or 4 winning trades in a row, or let's say that one trade you win a lot or one trade you lose a lot, chances are you will get back to your baseline. So for example, if you're a profitable trader and you have consistency in your trading and you have a proven edge and you can actually check your journal and your statistics and they make sense, then it is highly probable that at some point you will get to the expected value of your trades, right? So overall, the idea that there is a baseline, a mean, or a mediocrity level, let's call it like that, it's very important just to tweak your psychology such that you can understand that when you're winning a lot, it doesn't really matter that much. You shouldn't really be that excited about winning that much, because at some point you will probably get back to your baseline. But the same thing will happen with your losers, where no matter how much you actually lose, obviously it shouldn't be too much. You should probably keep your risk in check all the time. But at some point the losing streak will be done, and no matter how bad your losing streak or your loss is, you will probably get back to your baseline and you will be fine. So keeping these two things in check, where you don't get too excited while winning or too drawn down while losing, is something that you can get back to the regression to the mediocrity or to the mean model, where you can think it as of a normal thing in performance, and that even if you overperform at some stage, let's say that in 2026 you overperform for the first 3 months of the year, you should always have it in the back of your mind that there is a probability, and it is normal, that you will probably regress to the mean. At the same time, you have the idea that you can have big losers or losing months, and you should also think it as something normal, because at some point you will regress to the mean and you will be doing fine, just because you will have an enhanced performance compared to the loser months or to the big losing days. The second way that I'm using the regression to mediocrity or to the mean model is to just understand the fact that there is a median level of performance. So in my opinion, the way you actually think about this is once you progress on your craft and once you get better at trading, for example, you should be getting to a point where this median level goes beyond the let's say the state that you were into before. So let's just think about median level as expected value. Let's compare them. So for example, let's say that the last year you weren't a consistently profitable trader, and this year you will be. This would mean that the median level of your performance is actually going higher. But this also means that the expected value of your trades is going higher. This is working tied together just because of the fact that once you have bigger winners or let's say bigger losses, you know for fact that your expected value and your median level for your trading as a whole is getting better. So for example, when you are going for a bigger win, you have to understand that your position is probably getting bigger while trading, which also means that there is a possibility that you would get bigger losses, right? So there will probably never be a scenario, or rarely be a scenario, where you will have bigger winners without eventually having some bigger losses at the time. That would mean that your median level, as your losses get somewhat bigger, but also your winners get eventually way bigger than your losses would, that would mean that your median level is improving a lot, just as your expected value is improving a lot. So if there is something to take out of this video, is that the fact that there is a median level of performance should make you think that you shouldn't get too excited for your outlier wins, but you should also not get too sad about losers, because at some point your performance will go to the median level. And the second thing is that no matter what happens, if you are sticking to your edge and your process, chances are that your median level will progress. And so no matter what happens, if you are consistent enough with your process and your edge, you will actually just progress through time, just by the fact that you are properly aligned with your thought process and your psychology and whatever you're doing in the charts. So that's it for this video, and hopefully I will see you in the next video, which will probably be the review for the December trades.